For 7 years, Maya Thompson saved lives in this hospital. For 30 seconds, Officer Hawkins destroyed her dignity on its floor. She whispered, "Dad, help me," into the marble, not knowing her adoptive father, Federal Judge Michael Harrison, was walking through those doors to surprise her with lunch. The moment this white judge realized the black woman being brutalized was his daughter, the moment he dropped to his knees in his robes beside her, the moment he whispered, "I'm here, baby girl," while calling the FBI, that moment changed American policing forever. The sound of Maya Thompson's body hitting the hospital's marble floor echoed through the emergency room entrance like a gunshot, her blue scrubs tearing at the knee as Officer Derek Hawkins pressed his weight against her spine, his hand forcing her face into the cold stone while dozens of patients and staff members stood frozen in daylight streaming through the glass doors. "Stop resisting," he shouted, though Maya's arms were pinned beneath her, her nursing badge scraping against the floor, her only movement the involuntary trembling of someone whose entire world had just shattered in front of the workplace where she'd saved lives for 7 years. The 28-year-old cardiac nurse had been walking back from her lunch break, still carrying the sandwich she'd never gotten to eat, when Officer Hawkins had grabbed her arm and spun her around, claiming she matched the description of someone who'd stolen medications from the pharmacy. The description, as witnesses would later testify, was simply, black female in medical attire, criteria that fit 30 other employees in the building but somehow justified Hawkins treating Maya like a violent criminal rather than the woman who'd spent the previous 12 hours keeping 3 critical patients alive. "Please," Maya gasped, her voice muffled against the floor. "My ID is in my pocket. I work here. I'm a nurse." But Hawkins's knee pressed harder into her back, his hand reaching for his cuffs while his partner, Officer Brandon Cole, stood by doing nothing to de-escalate, nothing to verify Maya's identity, nothing to prevent what was rapidly becoming not just false arrest but assault under the color of law. The crowd grew larger, phones emerging to record the scene, but no one intervened, the badges and guns creating an invisible barrier that kept even Maya's colleagues from stepping forward. Dr. Patricia Chen, who'd worked with Maya for 5 years, would later say she'd never felt such shame as in that moment, watching her friend and colleague brutalized while she stood paralyzed by fear of becoming the next target. If you've ever witnessed injustice and felt the crushing weight of powerlessness, if you've ever seen authority corrupted into cruelty, this story will remind you that sometimes justice arrives in the most unexpected forms, carried by bonds that transcend blood and prejudice alike. Take a moment to subscribe to Acts of Depth, where we share stories that illuminate both the darkness of abuse and the light of those who stand against it. The story of Maya Thompson